Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to one and all. In my previous lecture, we were on the lesson 1.2, a synopsis, the Swiss family Robinson. First 3 paragraphs and then the 2 paragraphs in the next lecture. Today we start from page number 7. The first paragraph on page number 7. Family of Robinson, where there are 4 sons, 2 doggies and man-wife. Let's continue today. After some days, Elizabeth informed William that she wanted the family to move to a safer place. Their current camp was not only exposed but also very dry and hot. If they built a house up in one of the large trees, they would be safe from jackals. Jackal, a wild animal. The current camp, that means they were living in tents. And now they would obviously move to a better and a safer place because they were worried about wild animals that may come and injure them up or eat them up or nibble them to death. She described a perfect tree for the project, the next house for them. One whose trunk was nearly 40 feet in diameter. That means the size of the tree trunk, the stem of the trunk or the stump of the trunk is approximately 40 feet in diameter, radius 20 feet. The branches were very long and extended straight out from the trunk, making them perfect platform for structure. Structure means living place, dwelling place, a house to be made on. Later, when determining the height of the lowest branches, the father taught the boys geometry and how to use triangles to measure big objects. He measured a defined distance. Defined means perfect distance, limited distance from the trunk. Then he calculated angles using several measured rods, determining that the lowest branch was 30 feet off the ground. That means the thickness of that tree was 40 feet in diameter, and the lowest branch of that tree was of 30 feet off the ground. Off the ground means away from the ground in that case. So obviously the father showing them various instruments, using various devices to do the necessary for the next house they would be living in. The first house they were living in were tents, that means made of tarpaulin or cloth in that case, and next out here the better place for living, because living in tents was rather dangerous for them, rather problematic for them, as they would be harmed by wildlife out there, as they were on an island, a deserted island, a vacant island, empty place where no man's land in that case. So the next house, Elizabeth, the mother of the 4 children, requested William for a better place, a safer place from wild animals. The example of the animal is given to you as jackals. So they moved out there. The first thing, if you have any doubts, you can ask me the meanings of it as and when, because remember, in English or in any language, the meaning changes according to the statement. The meaning does change according to statement. So wherever you might find some words you do not understand, you're most welcome to ask me, and please tell me the page number also, so that I can refer immediately to the statement and give you the answer in accordance with that. That is more important, because the statement is very important in that way for you to work it out and get the meaning correctly done up. So that was the first paragraph. Now we move on to the next paragraph. The men knotted a rope at certain intervals. Men means the 4 children and William himself. I hope you remember all the 4 children's names. They are Fritz, the eldest one, second one is Ernest, third is Jack, and the 4th one is Franks. They all helped each other, tying up the bamboo sticks each to each other to make a ladder, so that they could climb up the tree and pull the ladder up again so that no stranger, no animal could climb up that 30 feet branch which was at a great height. They created that the ladder. Father returned to the beach and collected driftwood. Driftwood means wood that floats on water, thinking it would be perfect to build a sledge. Sledge is another vehicle used on ice, made of steel, and is good for traveling on ice. I've given you the meaning on the board itself. Sledge, a vehicle on runners used for traveling on snow or on ice in that case. On runners rather than wheels. Obviously on snow you do not use wheels, or on ice you do not use wheels. It is a sledge where transportation or for a person to ride up in that case. Later they used it to transport material. Obviously the same runner was used to carry things from one place to another. Any questions, any doubt, you're most welcome to ask me as and when you require it, as and when you look at the video. And I request you to do always share, subscribe and like the video, so that Hera English School is always forefront ahead of all the other schools, at least in Bhiwandi and in the state of Maharashtra. We would like to be on the top always, so just subscribe, share and like the videos. In that case, listen to every word very, very carefully, because each word must be read out, pronounced in proper manner, and all the meanings should be written down in your notebook whenever you write down each lesson meaning. Remember things that whenever you are asked to do some assignment, please write it and maintain the book with you. You don't have to send it to your respective subject teacher. Next para. Meanwhile, Elizabeth said something or preferred something, that the garden she had been tending means preparing. Tending means preparing or doing the gardening work. Was producing healthy plants. Was producing means we had a good healthy plant in that case. She had been tending, cultivating, growing, was producing healthy plants. Corn, melon, pumpkin and cucumber were already growing. That means these are 4 various plants that were already growing in the garden that Elizabeth was growing out there. The next day, only father and Fritz traveled to the woods. Woods means jungle, forest in that case. Exploring, adventuring, moving about, finding such exotic plants. Exotic plants means various species of plants, various qualities of plants in that case, because there are more than 5,000 qualities of plants in that case. As one with waxy fruit. Waxy fruit means oily fruit that has an oily covering, from which candles could be made easily. That means there are fruits, there are plants where they have waxy covering. From the waxy covering you can make candles in that case. Fritz discovered a tree exuding a rubbery sap. Exuding means giving out or emitting. If I'm not mistaken, I've given you the meaning of that also. Yes, here it is. Exuding means giving out or emitting. E-M-I-T-T-I-N-G, emitting. Rubbery sap, that means latex in the liquid form, from which his father claimed that they could make boots. That means footwear, or your leather that weathers in that case. Leather that weathers is the slogan for Bata shoes. Any questions regarding the words out here? You can ask me as and when you wish to in that case. That was around 2 paragraphs if I am not mistaken. Sorry, 3 paragraphs I've done up with. So let me end off here. Jazakallah. Thank you.